How are you all doing today, everybody? ArtificialDragon reporting, and I am here for a very special, quick little video. This is more of a rant than anything else. As you can tell by the title, this is my bare bones rant / review of Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I just saw it last night with a couple friends of mine, so I got it relatively fresh in my mind just 12 hours later. And yeah, let's get down to this little rant. So the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I've been seeing a lot of just something that really ticks me off is the critics are really being harsh on Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now the number one thing that really pissed me off about the reviews is that there's too much Godzilla. I mean, what are you expecting? Are you expecting less Godzilla? I mean, in the 2014 movie, the biggest complaint is that there's too little Godzilla. And now you're complaining there's too much Godzilla? What's next? There's too much Spider-Man in a Spider-Man movie. There's too much James Bond in a James Bond movie. There's too much Rocky in a Rocky movie. But anyway, I'm just going off tangent right now. But that's the one thing that really ticks me off. It's all like, oh, but there's no build up to these action sequences. There's too much Godzilla. Why don't we focus on the human characters? Why are the humans so bland and boring and giving a lot of exposition on what's going on around them? You're pretty much criticizing every single Godzilla movie in the entire franchise. I'm sorry if you were expecting the next Citizen Kane or Dark Knight. Sorry, Citizen Kane. Why do I keep mispronouncing it? Bleh. What were you expecting? It's a Godzilla movie, not a fucking Academy Award film or whatnot. I enjoyed the human characters. I mean, they're nothing groundbreaking or anything like that. Yeah, some of them are annoying, but I really did like Dr. Serizawa and his role in reviving Godzilla when he was hit by the oxygen destroyer missile. Kind of a reverse on the original Dr. Serizawa when he unleashed the oxygen destroyer to kill the Godzilla in the original movie, but this time it's the reverse where he's reviving Godzilla from the oxygen destroyer. Nice little twist on that. I really love that, and my friend also loved that as well. Well, on the subject of my friend, he motherfucking hates the main, well, not the main antagonist, but the mother. What's her fucking name? Dr. Emma something? Dr. Emma, yeah. I'm just looking up brief information. She was a fucking bitch. I mean, she's releasing all these titans. She released King Ghidorah, who releases all the other titans to cause mass devastation, to restart the infection, aka humanity, with a cure, aka the titans, and you know, there's all of this hippie bullshit and whatnot, and she puts her child in danger. She basically commits mass genocide by releasing King Ghidorah, who releases all the other titans. Yeah, I'm just going, yeah. But I just find that really fucking funny when my friend pays more attention to her than anything else in the movie. And he's fucking glad that bitch died in the end, even though, in my opinion, she redeemed herself, but my friend was just so fucking happy that she's dead. Like, he was thinking that, oh, she's gonna survive, make up, blah, 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 and she's gonna live happily ever after. No. The movie cuts straight through the shit and kills her at the end when she was distracting King Ghidorah for Godzilla to recover, blah, blah, blah. But, I really enjoyed the human characters. I guess as a long-time Godzilla fan, my brain just remembers this is a Godzilla movie and is like, okay, I gotta remember there's a lot of bland human characters in this movie, so I just gotta shut off my wider scope filmmaking brain for these Godzilla movies. I'm just here to have fun and watch Godzilla kick some serious ass. Plot, yeah, there's not a whole lot of logical plot elements or anything in there. You could say the same thing about a lot of other Godzilla movies. That's just something you really don't question about in Godzilla movies or other movies like that in general. We're just here to have fun, watch monsters fight each other, and a lot of good human characters are just a bonus in this case. Just to give you a comparison to what I'm talking about, let's look at Mario. It's a game series that's highly popular for a very, very simple concept. Just bouncing around, jumping on Goombas, getting power-ups and whatnot. Yeah, there's more to it than that. And there's like, how many fucking Mario games are there? I'm gonna go ahead and say in the hundreds or something like that. I'm not gonna look up statistics, but you get what I mean. Let me put it to you this way. Do you play Mario for the story or for the plot or anything that a lot of these critics bash Godzilla with? No, of course not. You're there for the gameplay and the mechanics of a game and just having a bunch of fun. I mean, the characters are there. Mario with his "It's-a-me, Mario." But even in the original Mario, you didn't care about the backstory of Mario. He's just there. He's just the player character that you play as, jumping on Goombas, saving the princess, beating Bowser and all that. You didn't really care about who Mario was. And that's kind of what... And if you apply that to the Godzilla series as, okay, I'm not here for the human characters, I'm just here to see Godzilla kick some major ass and have a good old time, that sort of thing. Yeah, Godzilla and Mario are completely different. He's a video game character. Godzilla is a giant radioactive monster who's been around since 1954. But you guys get what I mean on the very simplest surface level. But yeah, I'm I'm just collecting my thoughts. This isn't a proper review video. I hope to get started on my Godzilla review series. I'm so sorry. Just been busy with work and whatnot. Just been busy and still haven't gotten the program to properly record all the Godzilla movies. I still need to collect the Showa era series. Need Godzilla Raids Again and all of the others. In between Godzilla vs. King Kong and Return of Godzilla, you Godzilla nerds what I'm talking about. But it's going to be a very long time, so I might be sporadic. But hopefully I'll be able to start my review on Godzilla King of the Monsters when it comes out on DVD, or better yet, Blu-ray. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. So this is just a rant/bare bones review, and nothing really collected or anything like that. I might put a timestamp for my sections of where I rant. The scenes that I loved, I really love the unraveling of King Ghidorah in the Antarctic, where he's just coming out of the ice, unraveling his tails and whatnot. And then he demolishes the soldiers with his gravity beams. I really liked King Ghidorah as a motherfucking badass villain. Personally, this might be bias speaking, but hey, I'm a good old Godzilla fan and I love my villains. But I prefer King Ghidorah over Thanos. Just a three-headed dragon over a green Homer Simpson just does it better for me in general. But anyway, I really like the different personalities of the heads. Like, the middle one is obviously the dominant one, the left one is the more submissive, curious one, and the other one is just a huge bully. I really like how they did the individual personalities, whereas, you know, they're interacting with each other like they're individuals and instead of just shaking their heads around like a bunch of snakes on crack or whatever. But that's the one thing I loved about this movie. They did King Ghidorah justice. But the one thing I loved about this King Ghidorah is that, I mean, aside from his debut film, Godzilla, King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, or three-headed monster. Sorry, I need to get my facts straight. But this King Ghidorah, I mean, aside from his appearances in the King Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster, and the Rebirth of Mothra series, he's actually his own villain. He's not being mind-controlled or anything like that, and he's, you know, pulling the strings, so to speak, controlling the other Titans and unleashing them around the world. And the nice little Poe, when Godzilla and him are fighting in the ocean and the Oxygen Destroyer comes and, you know, tries to kill him. Obviously, it almost kills Godzilla, but King Ghidorah wasn't affected at all. And that gave me the earliest hint that King Ghidorah came from outer space because, well, space has no oxygen, so why does he need oxygen if he came from space? And I love the fucking scene where he gets on the mountain and his Godzilla just tore off his fucking, was it the right head or... I can't remember. I'm thinking it's going to be the left head. I fucking loved it when Godzilla rips off his fucking head and he gets on top of a mountain and it fucking regenerates like Deadpool or whatever. That was fucking cool. And the cinematography is just phenomenal, despite what the critics say. The special effects are on par. I mean, I guess it's because I prefer CGI over everything else. I mean, there's the CGI is much more dynamic. I mean, obviously you wouldn't be able to give a lot of emotion to the monsters through practical effects or anything like that. With CGI, it's much more dynamic and gives a lot of emotion to the monsters. But I mean, this is a movie I need to take multiple viewings to see. I motherfucking love the awakening of Rodan and his action against the military and chasing after the Argo, who's leading them towards friggin' King Ghidorah to let them fight. Like, that was fucking amazing. Oh yeah, and the sacrifice of Dr. Serizawa was a good one. What else? Oh yeah, then the final fight between Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan was amazing as fuck. They were duking it out so hard. Every monster had its shining. Every monster had its moments. Mothra came in, you know, shot silk at King Ghidorah and allowed Godzilla to charge him. King Ghidorah unleashed its electrical powers through its wings and fucking bringing Godzilla up and dropping him like fucking Superman would to a god or whatever, like straight out of a comic book. That was motherfucking badass. And Rodan and Mothra duking it out. Obviously, Mothra is such an underdog, but she manages to prevail by impaling Rodan with her stinger. And like I said, this is just a bare bones review. I'm just giving you what comes into my brain at this point. But yeah, I need multiple viewings to get my mind collected on a proper review once it comes out on DVD, I promise. But overall, this, for a casual viewer who knows nothing about Godzilla, this is a good popcorn flick for you. I mean, if you have the lowest expectations and aren't expecting a masterpiece like fucking Citizen Kane, Dark Knight, or anything else, this is the movie for you. But if you're expecting a masterpiece with a lot of good human characters, like for example Jurassic Park or anything like that, then you may be disappointed. But for a hardcore Godzilla fan such as myself, who understands all the references and the nods to the original films, then this is the movie for you. I really enjoyed it. I gasped a couple of times, especially with the oxygen destroyer oxygen destroyer bomb coming in. I gasped. I heard that it was going to be a part of the film, but I didn't know how, or if it was being made by Dr. Serizawa or anything like that. But I just gasped when they mentioned the oxygen destroyer. That was awesome. But yeah, that's my brief little rant/review of Godzilla King of the Monsters, and I rate it a good 8 out of 10, or I don't know. I need something original. 4 Call to Arms Godzilla out of 5. That's how much I rate it for this, for my first improper review of a movie straight out of the theater. So yeah, I'm going to take multiple views. My perception may change on the movie over time after multiple viewings, but another thing I want to label Godzilla King of the Monsters as, if Godzilla, the 2014 one, is Alien, then Godzilla King of the Monsters is Aliens, because the 2014 one is more about build-up and suspense, slowly, gradually showing off Godzilla until the very end, or in the middle of the movie, so to speak. This one is Aliens in the sense that there's non-stop action, and you see more of the aliens than you did in the previous movies, if that makes any sense to you. But we all have our opinions, and I motherfucking hate the critics, but hey, we're all different, right? And all I have to say is this is a fucking amazing movie, and I highly recommend it to anybody who loves kaiju movies or are just looking for a good old monster flick or action flick. But anyway, I'm going to stop my rant for now until I get a proper review series in, say, a couple months, 4 or 5 months time. I don't know when it's going to be released on DVD. But yeah, I'm just going to stop it right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and all hail to the king, baby. And as always, fly with me, fellow dragons. Until next time.